Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tammy. This is TammyTalks, where I break down reality and scripted TV shows one recap at a time. Let's go ahead and jump into SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B. This is Season 1, Episode 3, Dis-Chord. Alright, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thumbs up the video, like the video. Easy, simple, quick way to support the channel. All right, y'all? So it starts off with Taj and Tocha. So we know that Taj lives in Nashville. Tocha is there coming off the heels of meeting with Motown Gospel, so she can get her, her gospel solo record deal. So they're meeting up at the African American Museum of Music. And while they're there, right away they see a picture of Destiny's Child on the wall back when there was 4 of them. And Taj is saying how Destiny's Child used to look up to them and how they were always trying to track them down and meet up with them. And they looked at them as like their little sisters. So it's, crazy to see all that they did. I know they're probably super, super proud of Beyonce and how she soared and everything like that. So as they're walking through, they're looking at all the different groups on the wall. And there's a shot of Xscape. And Tasha, it was weird energy. It was like Tasha kind of looked at the picture, but then again, she kind of didn't want to. And I think a lot of it is Tasha still sees herself as the big girl of the group, or it was either that or Tasha just could not bear to look at them because you know what you're doing is wrong by going behind their back to get this solo deal. One of those two things. So Tasha says in her confessional that she's happy and proud that her grandchildren will be able to one day see that, she's cemented in this wall and that she is a part of music history. So Taj asks her, how can we work this out? There was clearly something that was going on between her and her sister at the meeting. Bravo shows us the clip, the awkward energy that was going on between the two of them, mainly from Tasha, but the awkward energy that was going on between the two of them. Tasha said, well, my sister body shamed me. And Tasha was like, body shamed you? How? Because it sounds silly to even hear. So Tasha was like, well, she, there were some comments about me having a little booty. And Taj said, okay, I know this ain't about her saying you got a little booty. And she was like, no, she disrespected my mother too. And it's kind of like Tasha always throws that in there to kind of cover up the fact that you just don't want to be with the group anymore. Tasha waits until Xscape is popping. Xscape is back in the news. The press is good. Then she tries to slide in her solo career again. When you could just tell them, you know what, I know the group is going good. I want to try to put out a solo record again, y'all. So, I'm going to try to juggle between the two. Tasha doesn't, I don't know how to think like that. Tasha doesn't do that. She doesn't try to do that. You know what I mean? So she tells, Tosh tells her that it has to be more than just this between you and your sister because it's off. It doesn't look right. Tasha's like, nope, just that, as an older sister, I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect of my mother. And it's like, Tasha, you can keep trying to hide behind this whole disrespecting the mother situation, but it's mainly you and how you moving. So Tasha tells her that she had a meeting for a solo deal while she was down there. Tasha asks her if she's leaving the group. Tasha was like, I just want to kind of step out and find some freedom. Back of her mind, Tasha's thinking, oh, well, we ain't going to do this tour then, because let's be real. Before seeing this show, before they started doing the groups as, Xscape 3, a lot of people really felt that we need Tasha, we need Tasha, we need Tasha. But the fact that Tamika is out singing all her sister's parts and killing all her sister's parts, tides have turned. And, Tasha, grass ain't always greener. Keep that in mind. The grass is not always greener. Hopefully, Tasha does not find that out a horrendous way, but we'll see. We then get Coco. Coco is meeting up with her sister and a friend of hers. So Coco said that their 30th is coming up. Her friend asks, how are you doing? How's your mental health? Coco said, look, I go up, do what I'm supposed to, Take it on back to the house. So Coco says in her confessional that back in 2017, she was diagnosed with bipolar depression. And she has these manic episodes. And she knew that something was wrong with her when she was thinking about unaliving someone. So she went and got some help, and that's when she was diagnosed. She said that she's now on her medication. She's doing well, and thank God for that. She said, because I could be in jail right now. I said, oh. You hear people be like, oh, I could them real quick, but hers must have been like dead ass. I'm a dead ass do it. So thankfully, she went and got that together, because that'd have been a terrible headline. No one wants to hear about anybody doing that, let alone like somebody from, like a 90s group that we all looked up to and loved. So Coco said that she's doing good. She's calibrated. Cool. So as we see SWV getting ready for a show, because they are always booked and busy. So they're running late because, Taj was running late because she has some delays with her plane. They all live in 3 different cities. So they're all coming from different airlines and airports and all of that kind of stuff. So Taj was saying how, when they were back in their 20s, in the 90s, when they were touring and stuff, they could eat anything and they didn't need a lot of sleep. But now that things are a lot different, not a little different, a lot different, it's a little harder. Now you got to worry about acid reflux, and shit changes as you get older. So they go on stage and kill it as usual. So then we get Tamika. Tamika's at home. We see her cooking dinner, and her mother comes over. When her mother gets there, we see Tamika have to really mentally get herself ready. And I would hate to be in a situation where my mom is coming through that door, or I know that my mom is out at my front door, and I have to mentally prepare myself. That's how you know that shit is bad. So her mother comes in. It's awkward energy. They don't hug. They don't embrace initially. It's very awkward. And it's like, are you, happy to see you? I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too. And it's like, are y'all though? Are y'all? Because the energy y'all giving does not equate to happy to see you. So Tamika tells her mother that she cooked her favorite salmon and some cabbage. Her mother said that the last time that they spoke, that it broke her heart, and she absolutely does miss her daughter. So kudos to Tamika for taking time away, protecting her peace, giving herself the space that she needs to deal with this before now extending a hand, hoping to have a rational conversation. Keyword is hoping. So Tamika tells, her mother said, what is going on with the 3 of them? Her, Tasha, and Tamika. What is this? What is this dynamic that we have? And Tamika said that there is favoritism. And because of that, she has always let Tasha express herself in a way that Tamika is never able to. Now, Miss Gloria said, well, the reason that Latasha is able to express herself is because Latasha does not disrespect me and come at me the way that you did. Tamika says, well, you are not the 5th member of Xscape, where you feel like, and it's basically her trying to be like, you're not in the group mind, so you don't get to have an input in group things. And Miss Gloria goes off and she starts yelling and screaming, saying that she is the 5th member of Xscape because she put the microphone in her hand. Then it turns into, because when your daddy left, and I said, there it is. When your daddy left. So Tamika says in her confessional that she thinks a part of the reason that her mom has this favoritism towards Tasha and this low-key resentment towards her is because she looks like her father. They have the same personality. Now, I don't know if their father is still in their life now, but the way that Tamika was saying it is as if she does have a relationship with her father still, or if he has passed on, that she did have a good one even after, her parents split. So she is yelling and screaming. So Tamika then says, look, I'm sorry. So Miss Gloria said that Tasha is hurt because of how you came at her husband. I said, Okay. So Tamika said, look, you feel that I disrespected you and I apologize for that. Okay? I sincerely apologize for that. She said, but I am an adult, and if you cannot respect my feelings and my emotions as an adult, then I'm going to have to take some space and I'm going to have to take a step back. And it was like in that moment, you saw like a flicker of panic from her mother. It must have given her, you're going to leave me like your daddy did. You already look like him, probably have his mannerisms, his attitude, all of that type of stuff. So then her mother completely flips. Tamika's crying. And her mother was like, what do you mean take a step back? So Tamika's covering her face. Her mom pulls her hands away and she is like tears, free falling. And she's like, look, I'm sorry if you feel that I have been less than a mother to you and more of a mother to Latasha. I apologize for that. I'm sorry for that, okay? She said, I'm here for you. I got you. I'm always on your side. I got your back. All the good things that her mother knows that she should be saying, but are they things that her mother truly, truly believes? Or is it just, I'm going to say what's right because the cameras are rolling and I know I acted a fool just 2 minutes ago? Time will tell. I don't know. There's been a lot of Xscape drama. I'm not keeping up with it because it's a lot of this. Candy doesn't speak on it. Then Tamika does an interview, or Tamika does a video on her YouTube. Then Tasha's doing the interview. It's too much back and forth right now. Xscape is doing interviews and Tasha does another one. It's too much of that going on, so I'm not paying attention to any of it at all. There are tons of YouTubers that are reporting on every single time any of those members breathe or whatever. I'm not going to do it. It's too much going on to keep up with. I just watch whatever pops up on like Candy's page, to be honest. So then we get Candy and Taj are hanging out. And Taj comes over to Candy's place and she tells her, I ran into Tasha in Nashville. She had a meeting with Motown Gospel. And Candy was like, Tasha who? Yo, Tasha. Xscape Tasha. Latasha Scott. Yeah. She had a meeting with Motown. You didn't know? So Candy says, oh, this is history repeating itself. She said because what happens is every time that Latasha wants to go solo or is thinking about going solo, she starts to treat us a certain way, kind of inflating her own ego, and then kind of leaves us out and leaves us blindsided. Tash said in her confessional, I completely agree. I can relate. That's what Coco did to us. So Candy feels that Tasha doesn't quite quit the group because she wants to keep using Xscape as a safety net. So as long as I'm not leaving the group and quitting the group, I can still always go back when my solo career fails again. So Tasha tells Candy, look, we have a rehearsal coming up. We would love for y'all to be there and let's try to hash this out. We want Tasha to be a part of it for sure. It would be nice to have all 4 members of Xscape, but if Tasha cannot, will not, won't do it, then let's see if we can find a way to move on without her. And Candy is like, I completely agree, because Candy knows that Tamika can sing all her parts. So then we get Lily. Lily is out, and all of Lily's scenes are just like a breath of fresh air. It's nothing heavy. It's her with a family member, laughing, and we're talking. We're getting to know more about her. So Lily is out with her son at a coffee bar. We've seen her son on Growing Up Hip Hop when they had the Atlanta one. And he's an aspiring rapper, we'll call him. So Lily said that she has 2 kids, but she is not friends with her kids. She said because that's weird. So they need to address her as mom, which is how they met her. I said, she said they be trying to call me Leandra and they try to call me Lily. I don't answer. You call me as what you met me as, which is mom. Mommy, mom, ma, whatever, any of those names, mama, that's what you can call me. So she said she's writing a book about Sister Hot Pussy. I said, what is that? Apparently Lily writes erotica books. And she said that it's basically her alter ego. She just wants to tap into her creative side. She doesn't want to just be that girl from SWV. She said that when they broke up in 1998, It was hard for her. She was broke, didn't have any money. She was living in her car. So she was scared to go to sleep at night. So she would drive around to about 4:35 in the morning. Then at 5:30, she would go to Yankee Stadium and sleep in the parking lot because she didn't want to get attacked or taken advantage of. So she would sleep in the morning. But she said she went back, got her GED, ended up getting just like a 9-to-5 job, and that's how she was able to survive until SWV came back together and they started touring, and now, you know, she's making money again. We get Tasha. She's in the studio. Tasha's in the studio, and she said that the studio is a way for her to relax and decompress, and she just enjoys being in the studio, which every singer says. So we see her in there dancing. We see her in there singing, and Rocky comes in dancing. Rocky comes in dancing, and then jokingly says, Anna Mae, we got a lot of records to do. I said, I bet that is a joke to you. So he sits down and talks to Tasha. Tasha says she got a text message from Candy telling her that SWV wants to have a meeting with them at their rehearsal. Tasha doesn't know if she even wants to go. Why? So you're gonna throw away guaranteed money with this concert to bank on whatever. So Rocky said that, you know, her issue with Tamika is affecting the group, and it's affecting her. Tasha was like, of course it is. So Rocky said, do you think Tamika cares? You know what, Tamika don't care because, you know, Tamika's accusing me, but I forgive her. Shut up, Rocky. You sound stupid. You sound absolutely stupid. So Rocky said, well, go in there, grab that mic, and remind them who the hell she is. That's irrelevant because nobody is saying that Tasha fell off. Nobody is saying Tasha can't sing. Nobody is saying that, you know, nothing of the sort about her talent. No one's calling her old or washed up or any of that. So grabbing the mic to remind them of who she is stupid. They want her in the group. You know, Rocky dumb. Rocky is dumb. So then we get Coco. So Jalen is coming out, has his little ring camera up in his phone. His ring light in his phone. And he's recording like a little video for social media to post to his followers that he has a little something coming out. He has a song on the way. So he's singing a snippet. Coco comes out and it's like, what's all that noise? Like playing with him because she didn't know that he was recording the video. So when they sit down, she's like, you sound good. Like, you sound good. He can sing. So Jalen asked her for a Balenciaga bag. She said, no, not buying one. She said they have a really good relationship and he is like her broke little best friend, which is what everybody calls their kids. So she tells him, go on, finish up that dental degree, then you can buy all the Balenciagas that you want. And he said, I don't think I'm going to go back to school. And she didn't realize that he was serious. She thought it was a joke at first. He said that he wants to be creative and dentistry doesn't interest him. So Coco was like, no, it interests you. It does. So he's like, how you gonna tell me? She said, because I'm your mother and I know what's best for you and I know what your interest should be, basically is what she's saying. So Jalen said that he does not want to go back to school. And Coco was like, I didn't have that chance. I didn't have the opportunity. Neither did your brother. You got amazing grades last year. You were doing so good without even not without trying, but like you don't have to like kill yourself. You know how some people like slave with studying and stuff. You don't even have to do that. So like there are not a lot of black dentists in the world. Jalen said that he is not going to sacrifice his happiness for someone else's happiness. I said, all right. So she's like, all right, we'll call grandma. Jason and his grandmother have a really good relationship. So he calls her and tells him he doesn't think dentistry is his thing. His grandmother was like, you too young to know what your thing is. So he starts crying and he tells her that he just does not feel like he should have to do something that he doesn't want to do. I agree with that. Like, I know that people want the best for their kids, but at the same time, if your child does not want to do something, you forcing them is not going to have, excuse me, it's not going to have the best outcome. So he suggests, what about I take a year off and do the singing? And, Coco was like, you can sing on the weekends. That can be like a part-time side hustle. But Jalen wants to take a year off from dentistry, go pursue this, and then see what happens in a year. His grandmother thinks it's a great idea. Coco was like, you didn't do this when I wanted to sing. And her mother said, wasn't I at every meeting? Wasn't I, with you every step of the way? And Coco was like, no. And then, like, when they get off the phone as this thing's going off, Coco was like, I'm pissed. Because Coco doesn't want her kids to be in the industry, even though her older son is, and Jalen clearly is about to be too. So the last scene of the episode is SWV's rehearsals. So their manager, they're rehearsing. Their manager tells them, look, we need to meet with Xscape again. Let's find out if they gonna do this. Otherwise we got another tour opportunity that we can jump on. So if they not with it, we got other stuff to do, meaning they not gonna stop a bag over here. So Tash tells them that Candy said, look, they ready to move forward with or without Tasha. Either way, it's gonna happen, okay? It's just a matter of, is Latasha gonna be on stage or not? So Xscape shows up. Tasha in her confessional says she's gonna look past all the drama. You are the drama. You're the drama right now. But Tasha says she's going to look past the drama because this is for the culture. And I can't stand when people say that. Something about that just bothers me when people say this is for the culture. Is it? Is it though? Okay. So Tash said, what about a big ass collab performance? Let's just agree to that for now. Let's agree to one performance. Everybody put your hand in so everybody's ah. And then Tasha doesn't want to do it. So they're all looking at her like, good grief. So Coco was like, you ain't gonna put your hand there? So Tasha reluctantly put her hand in. I'm gonna tell you this. If Tasha didn't want to put her hand in, that should tell y'all she don't want to do it. Move on with her. Move on without her. Move on without her. So she finally puts her hand in. So then Candy, everything's going great. And then Candy, who is all business, all about that bag, all about her shmoney, said, look, we need to ask the obvious. What's the billing for the show? So SWV's manager said, well, we think it should be co-headlining, which I agree. It should be a co-headlining tour. Candy said that they want top billing. Coco said, we gonna pass. So Tash was like, well, for this show, the show, we should co-headline. So Xscape was like, well, we've always headlined our own tour. So, and they were like, since y'all been back, the shade of it all, y'all didn't always headline your own tour. Now you're doing it since you've been back. Tiny is in her confessional, and she feels that while SWV has the songs, Xscape has the fan base. They're going to be the ones packing the seats. So Coco says in her confessional, how many sound records have we sold compared to their 7 million? I said, yikes. So Tiny made a very good point. While SWV has sold more records, okay? Tiny and Candy and Xscape are probably the ones with the bigger fan base. And there's no shade to SWV, but like Tiny said, their resurgence and the fact that they're able to sell out their shows and get booked is because people were watching Tiny and Candy on The Housewives, and then Tiny on the show that she had with T.I. for years, and then the show that she had with Tocha. And it was like, oh, for this new generation that had no idea that she wasn't just T.I.'s wife. They can sing. So Taj even says in her confessional, well, they can only headline now because Tiny and Candy are on TV. So like y'all recognize that they're the ones that are going to be bringing in the fan base. They're putting butts in the seats. I saw somebody say on Twitter that while SWV is getting shows, they're not sold out shows like Xscape shows are sold out. It should be a co-headline. It should be a co-headline, to be honest. Candy then starts to talk semantics and details. Candy said, look, well, I just know that when it comes to that, it's like whoever name is first typically got bigger font. So Taj was like, you want your name to be bigger? Y'all want your name bigger on the sign? Then it turns into who's ever, they're like, so do y'all want to get paid more than us? When it really should be y'all are doing this tour and the money's getting cut 7 ways. That's how it really should be, honestly and truly. So Lily and Coco are like, we're going to go to the bathroom. As Lily's walking out, she says, I can't take another second of this bullshit because it's a lot. I also, like, while it's a conversation that needs to be had, y'all had just agreed to do it. Let's work out some other semantics and ease into that. Because Xscape, where is y'all manager even at? Do y'all have a manager? Why wasn't y'all manager there like SWV's manager was there? So Coco is out in the hallway with their management, and she said, I've sold 30 million records. I'm not headlining. I'm not opening for nobody. Nobody. So Taj goes out with them, and it's like, this is crazy. This is that bullshit because SWV feels they should headline, and Xscape, well, from what we've heard, Tiny and Candy feel they should headline. So Tiny said, well, this went left because it wasn't the proper way to bring it up. And Candy is like, well, we only had a month to really work it out. While that's true, the way that Candy went about it wasn't the best way to bring it up. So hop in the comment section, y'all. Let me know, who do y'all think should headline? Should it be Xscape? Should it be SWV? Or should it be a joint co-headline tour or concert? Hop in the comment section. Let me know, y'all. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys next week.